How you doing, friends? It is Saturday, February 5th, 2020. War drums still rattling. Re- Difficult situation. Pray for peace. But who knows what's going to happen? Europe, to the best of my understanding, does need energy from Russia. They want to trade. I think they're getting upwards of 30% or something like that. Nord Stream 2. They need it. They need energy. NATO, if you Google or even DuckDuckGo, Russia NATO expansion, you'll get that the Russia's wrong on this, and this is a matter of sovereignty for Ukraine and so forth, and a debate. Even Gorbachev himself, I think, has walked back on that. No, I wasn't promised no NATO expansion, but it that was the deal. But every expert and so forth is going to go and tell you that it's not justified, and Russia is annexing the Crimea and so forth. So this will be a short thing. I'm going to get back later. So the United States is also alleging that Russia is planning a false flag operation against Ukraine using a graphic video. So they're ahead of time saying they're going to do a false flag operation. Okay. They're preparing to fabricate a pretext for invasion of Ukraine by creating a very graphic video. And well, this is like this, hey, people are excited and they dislike Russia. And the Steele dossier involved the hiring of call girls by Mr. Trump to pee on a bed where Obama had slept or something. I don't know. They haven't invaded. Hopefully they don't. Also history with the United States. Let's face it, the United States news services, history starts last week or right now. So they're forgetting that the worst of the fighting in World War II was done by the Slavic people, was done by Russia, and nobody's going to talk about that anymore. I mean, the experience was nowhere near as bad for the United States World War II. And they have security experts like Malcolm Nance saying, well, Trump was vulnerable to compromise, and he was an easy mark. And now he's saying, if the Republicans run in November, there'll never be a fair election. I mean, okay, and everything is so partisan now. So I'm not going to get into a thing whether I'm pro-Trump or not. That's not the question here. I am anti-war with Russia no matter what. I don't really care if people like Hunter Biden or Trump, or Biden or Trump. Let's look at yourself as regular people. Do you want to see war over there? In the Donbass in Ukraine, which I would argue just means borderlands, okay? And, with all due respect to Malcolm Nance, what does he know about the Slavic world, Slavic people? What does Rachel Maddow know? What does Biden know? What does Trump know about it? I don't know. Compromat. And just recently, an Associated Press reporter got into a heated exchange with State Department spokesman Ned Price, demanding evidence to support the administration's accusation that the Kremlin is plotting an elaborate false flag attack by Ukrainian forces. So some guy called him out on it. Why? I just saw a guy on Twitter go, oh, that reporter's like Alex Jones. So he's saying you're Alex Jones because you're calling out something that might be a false flag thing. So they're saying basically they're going to fake it, but they haven't, I mean, what happened with the meat packing plant? Did Biden pick a cyber warfare fight against Russia? He said he openly was going to order his people to hit them, and we had some attacks. Was that them? I don't know. Is there any? Is the United American people grateful that the Russians bombed the ISIS out of existence? Pretty much. I mean, here's Noam Chomsky. I have my problems with him. He wants war with Syria. He's the great expert. He's paid for by MIT Lincoln Labs, which is, as far as I know, a war think tank. But here I agree with him as he cites an interview. I think Democracy Now. Yeah, on NATO. Well, the obvious question is why bother celebrating NATO at all? In fact, why does it exist? It's 20 years now, almost since the Berlin Wall fell, maybe more now. NATO, it's way more than that now. NATO was constructed on with the reason, whether one believes it or not, that it was going to be to defend Western Europe from Russian assault. Okay. Once the Berlin Wall fell and the Soviet Union was beginning to collapse, that reason has gone. So the first question is why NATO exists. Okay. The word Ukraina. Ukraina. It means outskirts. It's the general Slavic word for borderland. Okay. Do I know a lot about it? I don't know. Maybe I know as much as Nance, or different warmongers like him. So to build a case for independence, Russian politicians advance legislations on the false basis that Ukraine is preparing to forcibly retake this territory and that Kiev was systematically denied local residents their basic rights. So, I mean, Ukraine is complicated. There is a question about what happened. Everybody just denies that there was some type of orange revolution. Well, who was behind that? Well, we're not allowed to talk about that. They're destabilizing Ukraine. I mean, talking about building up troops. I mean, I don't know. I mean, not to give the obvious point, but can you move troops in your own country? Oh, I'm a Russian apologist. Just stay out of these wars, you dipshit Americans. Enough, really. Oh, do you just want the people of Ukraine to die? Well, even the president over there said knock it off because Biden said, "Oh, a minor incursion," and he's panicked. The people of Ukraine, they're pulling food off the shelves and so forth. I mean, my goodness, it's so divided. Every story is insinuatory. I mean, look it up. You can look it up. General Michael Friend, who's okay, he called the Russians, whatever. Okay, he had to quit his job. I mean, do you know a reason why he got under fire? He refused to he didn't like the idea of aid by the intelligence services to ISIS, and you can look it up. It's not Alex Jones crap. It's not baloney. Alex Jones. And why do they have to mention him all the time? Everybody's adults or whatever. Pentagon briefing. It says, well, the Russian government is planning to stage a fake attack. So anything could happen now. God bless everybody over there, and stop listening to the news. And they're lecturing Russia on hubris, whatever. I mean, look within. No WMDs. Okay, I'll stop before they ban me from YouTube. And I don't have any watchers anyway. Let me know what you guys think, watchers, listeners, about this. Oh, I got a thumbs up. Good. I'm for no war. This is episode 1. I'm going to be going into this. I think people need to talk about the sacrifice of the Slavic people in World War II and stop denying that, some bad things went on behind the Iron Curtain. Yes. And now things are different. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe even China's going to tell NATO to knock it off. I don't know. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comment fields, and have a great day.